So, good morning again. We have had some new guests coming in. My name is Smita Polite, and I'm your co-host for today. Just reminding everyone that you can take a picture of this code and share it with your colleagues or your friends, and they will be able to access the live streaming link.
Send it to your friends and your family members. They can see you here right now, live.
Yeah.
You can all hear me.
Also reminding everyone that we have this pen drive that you will be able to get once you register towards the end of the program. And how it works is, you take this out and you insert it. And what it has is videos, walkthrough videos of the platform. So while we explain everything in detail today, the videos also explain how to make the best use of the platform. So I think we can start now, sir? Okay. So welcome everyone again. And it is my privilege today to be here with all our esteemed guests for this preview event, which marks the culmination of our efforts in building India's first and only learning platform that follows a unique assessment-led approach. We have, through the sessions, planned details about this approach. But before we get into the details, I will now request our Executive Director and CEO, Mr. Vinay Singh, to say a few words. Most of you have already interacted with him. Mr. Singh is the ED and CEO at Thomson Digital and Q&I. He's also on the board of group companies within India Today Group and Thomson Press. He's responsible for strategic direction and overall growth of all the units of Thomson Digital in India, Mauritius, and the US. Under his leadership, Thomson Digital established itself as one of the most prominent solution providers in the international publishing world. His focus now is on providing transformative solutions in the domestic edtech space, utilizing the company's rich legacy of educational content and technology.
There's
Good morning, all of you, once more. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure to have you all this morning in your own garden city or city of gardens. Yeah, this is my 42nd ever trip to Bengaluru. I stand corrected. And I, with all my colleagues here, look forward to spending the next couple of hours with all of you, sharing what we have very proudly and with undying efforts put together for each one of you as individuals. As Ms. Polite mentioned, Thomson Digital has been in the business of providing scientific, technical, and medical content and technology solutions to global publishers across the globe in almost all the European languages, English, French, German, Spanish, also Brazilian Portuguese. We've done this proudly for over 40 plus years now. We claim to be the pioneers in the country for providing these services to global scientific publishers. So with our 40 plus years of experience, if I may say so, in the domain of scientific content and technology, we thought of putting together a very unique, not just a platform, but a solution, which we think must work for each individual preparing for NEET and JEE, right? Some of the features that we have really built into the platform and the solution is path-breaking, disruptive, and indeed very unique. I wouldn't like to describe it all because I have my colleagues who have been the brains behind it. Akash, he comes from IIT Kanpur, as I mentioned to some of you. He's done his journey of preparing for the NEET examination roughly 15 years ago?
Yeah.
15 years ago, and he's also been involved as a faculty, as a teacher, helping students qualify for JEE exam in a place which everybody thinks is a factory to produce qualified JEE and NEET students. And what is that place, if I may ask you? Kota. So I actually stole him from one of the premier institutions of Kota. I shared the concept with him as to what we intend to make as a solution for the students who are preparing. A lot of them are even struggling to while they are preparing. And the very concept appealed to him so much that he did not really think twice about joining the team. And he's actually been one of the main architects of whatever we have put together for you all this morning. So over to him, and I'm sure you'll enjoy every bit of whatever he's going to share with you. Make it very interactive. It's for you. This is not some kind of a session which we have called you for, where you are supposed to listen to what we talk, and we are supposed to talk what we need to talk. We need to talk together. So do it well. All the best. Have a wonderful day with us. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So my name is Akash Gautama. As sir said, that I have pursued my graduation from IIT Kanpur, and for the past 10 years, I have been training, young minds like you for IIT JEE. And I've been fortunate enough to have some of my students, score ranks under 100 and even under 10 in IIT JEE, and ultimately, getting admission into the IITs, mostly at Mumbai and Delhi. So the reason I am stating you these facts is I understand from a student's perspective as well, because I myself have gone through the rigor of preparation that you guys are currently embarking on. And since for the past 10 years I have been involved in training the students for the IIT JEE examination, so I also understand the aspect from the tutors. And combining these two experiences that I have had over the years, we have tried to bring up a solution which is going to be very unique for the way you have been preparing. Now, I want this session to be interactive. That is why I'll be posting a lot of questions, especially to the young minds that we have, so that we can have a perspective of how exactly things you have been preparing and how you should be preparing in order to be more confident in your preparation journey and ultimately leading to success. So how many of you think that the competition that you are going to prepare, whether it is IIT JEE or whether it is NEET, is extremely difficult and extremely tough to crack? How many of you? By a raise of hands, I would like to see. Okay, I see few hands, but most of the hands are down. That means I'm pretty comfortable that you guys think that it is not that difficult, right? So let me post a figure right in front of you, which has been loudly stated out there in the preparation community, right? For the JEE examination last year, around 13 lakh students wrote their JEE examination, out of which only 10,000 were ultimately given a chance to take admission into the IIT. Now, if you see this figure, 13 lakh and 10,000, then a bit of stress comes to the mind, isn't it? How many of you do feel a little bit stressed that whether I'll be able to get into that particular range of students or not? Do feel comfortable interacting, because the more we interact, the more you'll be able to understand that how exactly things done. And believe me, I've seen the journey of students right from day one when they enter into the preparation phase to ultimately clearing these examinations and with some very good ranks, I would say. So this figure relatively puts a doubt in our mind, like 13 lakhs and then 10,000. If I state the numbers for NEET also, it is also not very encouraging, because there you have around 20 lakh students appearing for the NEET examination, and out of which around 1.25 lakh students do get opportunity to get into the colleges, including the BDS courses as well. So when we see these figures, these do put a lot of doubts in our mind whether we will be able to make it or not. Now let me give you another perspective towards it. Last year, IIT JEE's cutoff, IIT JEE Advanced cutoff was only 18%. Now tell me, after hearing this figure, do you still feel stressed? Do you still feel not comfortable? So which of the two figures you would rather like to focus on? 13 lakh 10,000 or 18%? Just let me know, please. 18%. Now, why I am stating these figures is, just by changing the perspective of the statistics that is there, we feel more relaxed and more comfortable because it is just 18% that we want to score, and then we will be able to get admission into the IIT. That gives us a lot of confidence and reduces a lot of stress that we have, right? So the idea with which we started, building this platform was, since I have been, training students for the past 10 years, and in a class of 100, 200 students, I used to deliver the same lecture without understanding that where exactly are the problem areas a single student is facing. And I do understand that each and every individual is going to have their different set of challenges. Someone might be very good at mathematics, someone might be very good in physics, someone might be very good in biology, but not the other subjects. Like the one who is very good in biology might feel a little less confident in physics because of the mathematics involved in it. Someone who is good at chemistry might feel a little less confident in mathematics, and similarly, it depends on the personal choice. Now, out of all of you here, how many of you have a favorite subject? Everyone. I think everyone must be having a favorite subject, isn't it? So what is your favorite subject? Maths. And what is your favorite subject? So I hear a lot of answers: maths, physics, someone also said biology, and someone said chemistry. Now let me also post one question right in front of you. Why exactly maths is your favorite subject? I think, give her a mic.
There are a lot of problems in math involved, so we can come out with different solutions. It has not just one solution. So you can think of other ways also. So I feel math
So from what I am understanding, that you are able to solve maths questions on your own,
yes,
without having any external help, and that makes it your favorite subject,
yes,
right? How about you? Why exactly do you think the guy in the back with the mask, I think you said biology?
No, sir, chemistry.
Chemistry, yes. So why exactly chemistry is your favorite subject?
Chemistry is my favorite subject because of I am interested in too much in perfumes, making perfumes and scents, like that something. And I'm interested into chemistry because it has so many chemicals that we understood better what is there in atmosphere, what is geophysicist, and how many chemicals are involved in our life, involved in our daily shows. So that's what I like chemistry.
Okay, so obviously there are two aspects of it. You relate your subject to the interest that you have. Your interest could be anywhere. Like he said that he is more interested in the environment which is, around us. And you are able to understand mathematics more, and you have that interest in mathematics more because you are able to solve questions of mathematics without having any external help. And that is the majority of the students' scenario as well. They tend to like a subject in which they feel more confident and more comfortable in solving questions. So that becomes their favorite altogether. But the ones in which they are not able to solve questions on their own and they get stuck at every second or third question, that does not, remains in your list of favorite subjects, isn't it? Am I right? Yes. Okay, now the second question that I want to post in front of you is, how many of you feel like you have the syllabus that you have to cover and the amount of work that you have to do, you always feel short of time? Like, you always feel you have less time and more to do. How many of you feel like that? Oh, I used to feel all my life throughout the preparation. The amount of work that I need to do and the amount of time that I had, it always felt like, in spite of giving everything, all the time that I could spare, right, I still felt that the time is less. I had to do a little bit more, and because of which, a lot of homeworks do get missed. And there is a long list of backlogs that we have. Do you still have your backlogs, homework backlogs? Now, if you are completely honest about it, most of you will raise your hands that yes, I do have a lot of homework backlog. Okay, so let me just present a scenario right there in front. The day when you start, doing your homework and you are able to solve, 5 to 7 questions confidently on your own, that day you must be able to complete your homework. But the day when you sit down and for the first 5, 6 questions or first 3, 4 questions you are not able to solve confidently and without having any external help, most probably on that day, you won't be able to complete your homework. Am I right in that sense? Yes. Yes. So the reason I am stating these questions and statements is I understand every bit of you in a way that I could really relate to the journey of preparation that you are on. And considering each and every challenges that usually the student have in their preparation journey and trying to find a solution for it is how we have come up with this platform. And believe me, we have taken a lot of time to bring this product right in front of you. To be exact, we have taken more than 2.5 years to build this product, to understand every little nuances and every little challenges that a student could have in their preparation journey, and we have tried to find a better solution for it and most effective way of preparing for these examinations and most effective way for learning as well. So what I'll do is I'll take you through a brief presentation as well as the demo of the platform, and we'll let you know that how exactly this platform works. So the fundamental idea behind building this platform is we as sir might have interacted with you and touched upon this fact that every individual is unique, right? And their challenges, their weaknesses, their way of learning, their way of preparation is completely different, right? So their preparation journey should be completely personalized to them, right? For example, in the current curriculum that we study, the curriculum is very rigid. Rigid in terms of, like today, you have to study 2 hours of math, 2 hours of physics, 2 hours of chemistry, right? Irrespective of that, you are already good at maths, right? The amount of work which is to be done within the 2 hours, you can easily do it in 1.5 hours, and the remaining time you should be devoting to the subject that you are already weak in, right? Like in examinations, we do exactly like that, right? In examinations, if there are all the 3 subjects, and for ones who are preparing for NEET examination, all the 4 subjects, that is botany, zoology, physics, and chemistry, we tend to attempt that part of the paper which we are very confident in, and we try to finish it a little early. And the amount of time that we save from there, we try to devote it to the section where we usually find challenges in. When it is true for the examination, should it not be true for the way we prepare? Like if I am able to understand mathematics in 1 hour, so I should devote 1 hour in mathematics, but I am struggling in chemistry, so I should devote more time in chemistry, not the rigid curriculum that is 2 hours of this, 2 hours of this, and 2 hours of this. Do you all agree with this? Yes. So this is how we have tried to come up with the solution. So quickly, let's take you to the presentation. So I have already stated this figure. Let's understand the NEET and JEE preparation space. Many of the students are appearing for these examinations, but only few are able to ultimately crack this examination and get their admission in the dream colleges that they have been preparing for. But I also told you another side of the story as well. Even for the NEET examination, you're not supposed to get 100 out of 100. Yes, there are students who are getting 100 out of 100 or 720 out of 720 to be exact. But if you are targeting a decent medical college, if you are there in the range of around 650, 600, you still are able to get admission in the government medical colleges, right? although the competition in terms of the percentage of marks that you score in NEET is relatively higher because of the less number of seats available in the government colleges, but in JEE it is completely, drastically less. You only need around 18 to 20% of marks in order to qualify the examination, right? So that gives us an idea that it is more, achievable, and it is not that, although there is a difficulty level attached to the questions which are there in the examination, but still 20% is something that we can easily, score when we have prepared for around 2 or 3 years of our time we have given to our preparation, right? So now what I'll do is let's try and play a little game here. There will be some words appearing on the screen, right? Now by a raise of hands, how many of you do relate to one or few of these words which are there during your preparation? I think almost everyone would be able to relate to one or the others which are here, on the screen. So, but the irony of all these words are, all of these have a relatively negative connotation attached with it, right? So that means if you are able to relate yourself to one or more of these words, you have somewhere, a certain negative connotation in your mind, related to the preparation that you are on, related to the examination that you are preparing for. Now, why exactly are these, negative thoughts that are there in your minds is, see, you are unable to identify strengths and weaknesses. Now, when I say strength and weaknesses, it's not on the broad level of, subject-wise, like I'm good at mathematics, but I'm not so good at physics. I'm good at biology, but I'm not so good at chemistry. This is a very broad perspective of it. Now, you do not know that, okay, I'm not good in physics, then why I am not good in physics? That clarity is not there in front of you. Let me give you an example, since physics is a subject which is covered both in IIT as well as NEET, so you'll be able to relate it to more. There is a chapter called, especially for the ones who are in class 12th, you'll be able to relate it to more, called rotational mechanics, right? Now, most of the students do feel challenged in solving questions of rotational mechanics, am I right? And for the 11th ones, where do you find your most difficult part in? Maybe Newton's law of motion? Slightly? System of particles, yes. So you still have a lot of challenges in a particular section of physics, right? Now imagine a scenario. In fact, I used to feel a little less confident in rotational mechanics as well. So I was not able to understand that why exactly I am not able to score marks in rotational mechanics. So for the first test, I was not able to score marks. For the second test, I was not able to score marks. For the third test, still. So every test, after every test, I used to go and study rotational mechanics all together, like from 0 to 100. I used to revise everything in rotational mechanics. But still I was not able to score. Later, when I sat down and tried to analyze in a very detailed manner, giving my entire day and even my entire 2 days, that why exactly is this problem appearing every time? Because I have been revising it for the last 3 weeks, and still I am not able to solve the question. So what I found was, it was not the concept of rotational mechanics that I was not clear of. It was because of the integration which was involved in solving the question. I was not able to solve the questions of rotational mechanics. Now, the problem was completely different from physics. So the problem was somewhere lying in mathematics. So what I did was, I went there, I went back to the mathematics, I practiced a lot of questions of indefinite integration and definite integration, and then when I came back, I was able to solve the questions of rotational mechanics. Now imagine, if you could have these insights right there in front of you, that you are not good at a particular subject, so why is that? Is it any chapter which is contributing to that factor? If you are not good at a particular chapter, why is that? Is it some topic that you are finding a difficulty in? If you are finding a difficulty in a topic, why is it that? Is it because of few of the concepts that you are not able to understand? And what if you focus right there on the concept which is creating all the problem and just clear the concept altogether, your entire topic becomes good, your entire chapter becomes good, and your entire subject becomes good. So that sort of insight is something that you would require, right? No clear path to success. Now, when I say no clear path to success, see, I have interacted with many of the students, right? We used to have these sessions with the students where we tried to understand their challenges. The one question that I was frequently asked, because I myself have cleared the examination, so I do understand that how exactly an effective method of preparation should be. So the one question that I was constantly asked in all of these sessions was, sir, how much hour do we study in order to qualify this examination? Do you still have that question with you? How many hours is an ideal time that we should study and we should be able to qualify this examination? Many of the students too ask this question. But let me tell you that it is not going to be a uniform answer, because see, what I can understand in 2 hours, it might not be the possibility that you will also understand everything of that amount in 2 hours. It might take 3 hours for you, it might take 1 hour for you, right? So that is a completely different answer for each of the different individuals. But then the clarity should be there. If you have a clarity around it, then you know exactly how much time I need to put in order to achieve the target that I am setting it for myself. Now, don't get personalized feedback. As I said, when I say personalized feedback is the example that I gave you, that if you are not good at a particular subject, why exactly you are not good at it, right? Or down to the concept level. So if you go and analyze, but it will take a lot of time, to do the analysis yourself. So if you go and analyze, underlying problems are only few concepts only. Like it is because of 5-6 concepts which do drag you down, and then ultimately take your focus and your confidence from the subject altogether, right? Not able to see the daily progress made with your efforts. When I say daily progress, like the amount of time that in our preparation journey, there are times when we do feel very motivated, and we tend to give a lot of time that day in our studies, right? But we are not sure that, let us say I gave around 6 hours today towards my preparation journey. Now, even after giving 6 hours from the day, I am not sure that how far I have gone. Like, what is the percentage, gain that I have gained towards my progress journey, right? Because if that is clear to me, if I could sense that the amount of time that I have put in today has taken, let us say, 10% closer to my target, so that will give me motivation, so that I'll also give another 6 hours, tomorrow also. So if you could clearly have that visibility, that will give you enough confidence to give more hours. For example, how many of you play cricket, by the way? Or watch cricket? Yeah. So imagine a scenario when you go into a playing field and you score a century. Won't you be looking forward to the next match? When is the next match? I am also going to score a century there. And let's also come to the test that you usually give periodically in your schools. The test in which you score very well, you look forward to the next test, isn't it? So you feel motivated, you feel confident. Now imagine a scenario when you did not score well. You try to, have this feeling that maybe this test should be postponed for, let us say, a week or month. You try to avoid that test, isn't it? Is it true? Sometimes? Yes. With me, it was every time. No, the first one, because I was really looking forward to the tests, because I wanted to see the improvement in me. And when you see an improvement, you feel motivated. Now, let me also post a question right in front of you. When you hear the word exam, how do you feel about it? Does it have a positive ring in your ears or a slightly negative one? Positive. Good. Yes. So I have seen a lot of students, and in fact, many of us, even the educators also, when we hear examination, we do feel a little concerned. We do feel a little tensed around it, right? The word itself carries a lot of weight, isn't it? But imagine, you cannot actually fear this word examination because the targets that you have chosen for yourself, being in IIT and being in good medical colleges, is through appearing an examination. So you can't fear something that is the ultimate way to get you success, right? Now imagine a scenario when you start looking forward to every exam. Like, this exam is over, when is the next one, right? So you feel motivated, you feel challenged, you try to challenge in every examination. So you start enjoying the exam giving process altogether. Then there is no fear around it, right? You are looking forward to that opportunity that you get to the examination hall and you just ace it with very flying colors. That is the scenario that you all want, right? And the last reason of having all those negative emotions is no clear information on where you stand in your peer group. Like, I do completely understand that there are 13 lakh students appearing. Now, where exactly I am? Am I at 1 lakh? Am I at 2 lakh? Am I at 5,000? Am I at 1,000? Where exactly I am in that 13 lakh group of students? If I could figure out in correct time, like, let us say if I am at 1 lakh, but I have around 8 months or 9 months of time left. So I have enough time left to elevate myself to a level where I'll be able to comfortably be inside the 10,000. But I should have that clarity, I should have that knowledge right there in front of me, right? So that is also, is one of the reasons where you do feel a little bit of negative around your preparation journey. So what is it that you need? Imagine that if there was someone who could let you know your strength, weaknesses, right down to a subject, chapter, topic, and even to a concept level. So you are not able to solve questions of, let us say, organic chemistry. So if someone could tell that it is because of the reaction mechanisms that you are not able to understand, right? If you are able to understand all the reaction mechanisms, then you will be able to ace every question of organic chemistry. So these sort of insights. If you are not able to solve questions of, let us say, rotational mechanics, and what if someone could say that it is not the entire rotational mechanics that you have a problem in, all you need to do is master one concept of moment of inertia. If you are able to find moment of inertia of the objects confidently, then you'll be very good in solving questions of rotational mechanics. So what if there was someone who could give you these insights, understand your level of preparation first, and then craft a plan of action for you. See, as I said that after attending a lecture, the actual learning of a student actually starts after the lecture. Let me tell you why. When you start solving the questions, applying the concepts that you have learned in the class, then only you will be able to solidify those concepts, right? And then actual learning and actual progress, your actual progress towards the preparation, is something that you would be able to monitor. So imagine that in a particular chapter, I was at a very beginning level. Now, if someone starts giving me question above that level, obviously I will not be able to solve it. So the idea is first understand the level that you are at. First try to solve each and every concept, or first solidify each and every concept which are at that level. If it might be at a very simple level, but we have to have confidence on the level that we are at, and then gradually move upwards. Then that will be good. Imagine a scenario when you go to a gym, right? Although many of you might not be going, but imagine a scenario. And the first day itself, the trainer asks you that pick up that 30 kg dumbbell and start using it. Will you be able to go to the gym the next day? I'll not go to that gym ever. Yeah. So imagine, so that is what the problem is. First, let's understand your level and let's start teaching you and preparing you from the level that you are at to an ultimate level where you will be able to solve the questions of the examination by your own without any external help. Now the upper limit is also something that we are not clear of. That we need to solve questions, but how many questions, till when we need to solve the questions so that I can be assured that yes, I'll be able to solve all the questions of the examination and the test that I'm going to appear for, right? So that is something also you need to know, when to stop. Now there's an idea of what we want to study and what we need to study. We usually want to study the subjects that we like the most. But is it going to let us qualify the examination? No. We should also have that clarity that what is needed to be studied in order to qualify the examination. So that is the clarity that you want. So give you a detailed and in-depth feedback that is specific to you, because you are having a particular challenge. So if that feedback is a generic feedback, then it won't work for you. It needs to be personalized in such a way that it covers my weaknesses, my challenges that I am having in my preparation journey. Let you know where you stand in the comparison to your peers. If there could be someone who could constantly let you know that, okay, you are at 1 lakh right now. Now, if you have put in 4 hours of your preparation or 4 hours of your effort in your studies, now you are at, let us say, 85,000. So that will give you confidence. And that will also give you clarity that still I am little far from where I need to be, and I need to put in more efforts, right? So with all these ideas in mind, here we present. So this is the platform that we have built based on all the information that I have just given to you. So quickly, I'll take you to the platform and let you know how exactly this platform works. So when you first join the platform, this is the dashboard that you are going to give. Let me just, yeah. Is it visible to everyone? So when you just sign up on the platform, this is the dashboard that you are going to get for the course JEE Main, and if you have selected NEET, so this is how you'll be able to see the course NEET as well, because we have a lot of students, preparing for NEET examination. So I want to make it very obvious that how exactly your dashboard is going to look. So you'll have 4 subjects with you: physics, chemistry, botany, and zoology. And for the students who are appearing for JEE, we'll have 3 subjects: mathematics, physics, and chemistry, right? So there are 4 important pillars on which the platform works. But these are the main pillars, but there are a lot of subsequent branches to these pillars as well. So the first pillar that we work on is giving you a personalized learning journey. Now, how exactly someone will give you a personalized learning journey? In order to give you a personalized learning journey, first we have to know you, because without knowing you, I cannot give you a personalized learning journey, right? So for that, the platform gives you a personalized preparation assessment. So it is sort of a diagnostic test, right? And this diagnostic test is just to understand that where exactly are you in your preparation journey. So you can come on the platform anytime in your preparation journey. It is not something that you need to start your journey with. Even if you have spent around 6 months, 8 months of your time preparing for these examinations, then also if you come on the platform will first know you that where exactly are your learning levels in the chapters that you have studied, chapters that you have worked on. And this assessment is going to help the platform do that, because there's a lot of technical aspect involved in the platform. We are an AI ML driven platform. So we do a lot of data analysis, the data that you generate on the platform, and try to revert it with the learning journey that suits you specifically and not anyone else. So when you start this assessment, so this is how you'll be able to take the tests. So for JEE aspirants, you'll be getting 75 questions of 3 hours. And with this 75 questions, the platform will be exactly able to identify that. What are the learning gaps that you have? What are the weaknesses? What are the strengths that you have? So all you need to do is, you need to attempt this test. I'm just random marking the answers. So don't judge me on the negatives if I get, right? So what I'll do is, I'll go and submit this test just to show you how exactly this works. So you'll be able to see that what is the statistics that is there, how many questions have you answered, how many unanswered and marked for review and things like that. So you submit your test, and what the platform does is, it immediately gives you your score, right? Now I remember when I used to prepare back in 2005, we used to give these tests. We used to send the papers through courier to the testing agency. Then they used to correct that and then send back with the correct solutions. So this entire process took around 3 weeks, right? But here what you are going to get is the immediate score that you'll have, and what are the topics that the questions were from, and how many of the questions you were able to attempt correctly, incorrectly, and not attempted, right? But this is just the overview of the test that you have just given. Because of this test, a lot is going to change in the platform. But before coming to that, you can always go and review the questions that you have just attempted. So you'll be able to see that what was the mistake what was the answer that you marked, and what was the correct answer this question had. You can see the detailed explanation of the correct answer, right? So what is the detailed explanation? What is the detailed solution that you have? But the beauty of it is, when you click on the view details section, you'll be able to see that what percentage of people were able to solve this question correctly. Not only this, you will be able to see that what was the topic prerequisite that was required to solve this question, and not just the topic. If you have marked the answer incorrectly, what are the concepts that you need to go and see? And you need to go and revise in order to solve questions like this, right? So you will be able to see down to the concept level. And apart from this, we also let you know that what was the learning skill that was required to solve this question. Now I'll come back to the learning skill a little later, but this is also very important, right? So the reason of giving all these insights is, see, many a times I have seen that students, in fact, this is something that the educators will be able to relate it to more. Many a times the students do not ask doubts. And now the students will be able to relate it to it more, because they think it is something that I am only having a doubt in. And the entire class have understood this concept, so it is futile to ask this doubt in the class. Have you ever felt that? Yes? Okay. Now imagine a scenario when you understand that, okay, it was not me only who have not solved this question. It was the entire class that was not able to solve this question. Will you ever hesitate in asking that doubt? No, because you know that everyone is in the same boat that I am in, right? So this is why we have included this section, that you will be encouraged to ask doubts, because you know exactly that how many of the students who have attempted this question have answered this question correctly. So you don't hesitate in asking doubts, right? So this is how you get the insights. Now, as soon as you come back to the dashboard, there is a lot that is going to change on the dashboard. Now, as I said, that the platform is driven by AI and ML, right? Once you submit this diagnostic test, the platform will be able to identify down to the topic level that what are your strengths, and it will form this matrix out of it, the MyQ matrix. See, all these widgets that we have, there's an eye icon in front of them. If you want to understand what exactly it does, you can click on the eye icon and it will give you the explanation that what exactly it does. So here we create a matrix out of the strength, the weaknesses, the hurdles, and the opportunities that you have, right? So the platform will be able to identify that what exactly are your strengths, what exactly are your weaknesses, and what are the opportunities. Now, opportunities are not entirely the strengths, but it can be made strengths with very little effort. And hurdles are not entirely your weaknesses, but it might slip into weaknesses pretty soon if you don't, go and visit these topics. Now, once the platform has identified your weaknesses, now comes the personalized learning journey for you. And how exactly the platform provides that? So you go and see that what are the weaknesses that I have. Okay, these are the topic of weaknesses I have, right? So there is a practice session. As I said, the learning starts when you start practicing. You go to the custom practice session, you choose the topic in which the platform has identified your weaknesses in, you select that topic, and you start your practice sessions. And these practice sessions are the actual learning sessions that you require. Now, the beauty of these practice sessions is you can select the entire subject as a practice when you click on the full practice. You can select the entire chapter as a practice, or you can break that chapter into topics and then select any topic where you want to practice. Now, let us say I have selected this topic to practice. I'll start practicing. Now, why we have broken down it to the topic level, down to the smallest of the units that we usually study in the classroom. Imagine a scenario that you just studied about circles, and in circles, let us say you studied about a particular topic. Now, all you want to is come back on the platform and start practicing that particular topic on the platform. Because see, in current curriculum, if you'll see, if you are able to, if you are given a homework, let us say exercise 1 is there with you as an homework, and you go and attempt all the questions. The broad insight that you get after completing that exercise, that I was not able to solve, let us say 5 questions in this exercise. But why? What are the things that you need to go and revisit right now itself so that you will be able to solve those 5 questions as well, right? So that is the insight that you will be getting on the platform. So you go, start practicing, and the beauty of these practice sessions is all these practice sessions are adaptive. Now, when I say adaptive, as the platform has already understood that where exactly is your learning level. So we'll start from there. So wherever you have your learning levels at, let us say I am only confident, or I am only able to solve the simplest of the questions of that particular topic. So the platform will start from simple steps only. Then it will take you to higher levels, because unless and until you are confident at the level that you are at, then only you will be able to graduate and do the questions confidently at that level also. Otherwise, what will happen, that if you have not cleared the concepts, or if you are not comfortable at the level that you are at, then it might be a possibility that when you come back at that particular level, it might be a possibility that you are not able to solve even the simplest of the questions. So first, let's understand the simple ones and then graduate to the other levels. Now, usually in the curriculum, the levels are divided into 3 steps only, like simple, medium, and difficult. But we as an educators understand that there is a lot of gap even between the simple and the medium. It is not just you'll be able to jump from simple to medium altogether, because there are a lot of different steps involved inside it as well. So on the platform, what we have done is we have divided simple into multiple steps, medium into multiple steps, and complex into multiple steps, so that your learning is smooth. Imagine riding on a road with a lot of bumps, in between. Will you enjoy that journey? Or imagine a riding on a road when there is just one straight smooth curve. Obviously that journey is something that you are going to enjoy. And when you start enjoying your preparation journey is the time when you start being confident in your preparation, and is the time that you feel less stressed and you look forward to it more, and you start giving more of your time in preparing for these examinations, right? So here your adaptive learning journey starts, and how exactly it works is, see, you do not see a question palette which was there earlier, right? Because once you submit a particular answer, then only the next question appears. It totally depends on how you have answered the previous question. If you have answered the previous question correctly, then the platform will give you some relatively higher level question. But if you have answered the question incorrectly, then a lot of things that platform is going to do, the platform is going to give you questions to identify that why exactly you are not able to solve the question, right? So every question which follows will be based on the response that you have given for the previous question, and that is how the adaptive system works, so that it will be able to identify that where exactly you are and what are the challenges that you are facing. So once you submit this adaptive practice session, right, so here also you'll get your overall scores right there in front of you, right, immediately in real time, and you'll be able to again go and review your questions. So what is the challenges, what are the wrong, or what are the answers that I gave wrong, what was the detailed explanation of it, right? And you can also see the details that what is it that I need to go and revise in order to solve any question based on the concept. See, while I was training the students, I clearly used to say to the students, see, I'm not going to be preparing you for the questions which are going to come in the examination, because even if you give around lakh of questions in mathematics, I used to teach mathematics, so even a lakh of questions in mathematics, you won't be able to solve all the questions. And even if you solve all the questions of 1 lakh questions that I have given, I cannot guarantee that in examination you'll get the questions from these questions only, right? So that is why we are saying that we cannot prepare ourselves for the questions that are going to come in the examination. But we can definitely prepare ourselves for the concepts that is going to be asked in the question, in the examination. Because the syllabus is fixed, and usually IIT and NEET, in fact, never they go beyond the syllabus, right? So syllabus is pretty much defined, so all you can prepare for is the concepts. Once you know the concepts, then let the questions come. It might be a difficult one, it might be an easy one, you will be able to solve it, isn't it? So that is what the idea of the platform is, that prepare for the concepts. So if you have done anything incorrectly, just see that what is the concept that I need to go through. Go through that concept, study that concept, come back again and see if you are able to answer this question correctly, right? So that will start giving you more confidence. So this is how your personalized learning journey of the concepts on the platform works, and that too in an adaptive manner. So it is completely personalized to you, because my learning level and your learning level and your learning level could be completely different, and the platform will be able to identify and give you questions according to your learning levels, so that you can progress, right? The third part of the platform is you'll get detailed analytics. Now, as I said, detailed analytics, let me just show you. Once you start using the platform, this is how you'll progress. So you'll have your exact number of strengths which you have gained, the exact number of weaknesses. So in preparation of IIT, JEE and NEET, there are around 400 topics that you need to study. Now, manually, it is impossible for the students, and let alone for the teachers, to basically see that what is the proficiency level or what is my proficiency level in each of the 400 topics. It is quite impossible for anyone to monitor, right? But the technology is going to enable you, and technology is going to give you that insight, the technology that we have used on the platform, right? So here you'll be able to exactly see that, okay, these are the topics I have already gained strength in. The reason of having these insights is you don't need to spend time on revisiting topics which you already know. As I said, that if, for example, if I already know in Coulomb's law, let us say if I already know how to find force between two charges, right? So I will not bother in solving more questions on that. Rather, I will follow or focus on the challenges that I have, right? It might be because if there are more than 2 or 3 charges, I might face a difficulty. So I might focus on the problem areas that I have and not focus on the things that I already know. Now, I asked one question from each of you, that how many of you feel that there is a lot of things to do but less time? And all of you agreed to it, right? Because you always feel little short of time. Now, the main reason of it is we tend to spend time on the things we already know, and we do not spend the time more efficiently on learning the things we do not know. And that is why we do not get the return of investment as in terms of the time you are investing in the proportion that it should have, you should have gained, right? Imagine a scenario when earlier, when you were revising the entire rotational mechanics, because you were not able to solve the questions of rotational mechanics. If you started from 0 to 100, it will take you around 10, 12 hours to revise the entire chapter. But imagine a scenario when you could exactly pinpoint and identify that it is the moment of inertia which is making all the mistake, which is letting me do all the mistakes in the examination. So I'll focus only on the moment of inertia part. So imagine your 13-hour is getting reduced to just 1. Now, from the teacher's perspective also, it is going to be very helpful. Why? Because, see, when I was teaching, I used to get a lot of kids, especially after the test. So they used to say that, sir, I'm not able to solve the questions of, let us say, permutation combination. So please teach me permutation combination. Now, as a teacher, if all of the students, like 100 students I used to teach, if all of the students start coming with the entire chapter that they have a problem area in, it might be practically impossible for me to give that amount of time to each individual. Now, consider another scenario. When you are able to identify from the platform that I am not able to solve the questions of permutation combination, it is because I have a problem in understanding the basic formulae or basic concepts of addition and multiplication principle. Those who have studied mathematics will be able to relate. So now if you could really isolate that problem, that I am not able to solve the questions because I need to understand the principles of addition and principles of multiplication. So I'll go to my tutor and ask them, sir, I'm not able to solve the questions of permutation combination because I am really struggling in understanding these concepts of addition principle and multiplication principle. For me to tell you addition and multiplication principle is just a 10-minute job, or just maximum 5 to 10 minutes job. And because of that 10 minutes, your entire chapter is covered. But if you come and ask me, sir, permutation combination pura padha dijiye, then it will take me around 12 hours to teach you that, and practically it is going to be a very challenging job for me, right? So for the tutor also, it is going to be very, very efficient, because now the students will be coming to you with the specific doubts that they have. If someone is struggling in, let us say, organic chemistry, they'll specifically come and ask me, sir, I am struggling in reaction mechanism of this particular reaction. SN2 reaction I am struggling in. So just let me understand the SN2 reaction. It will hardly take you 10-15 minutes to let them understand the SN2 reaction mechanism. And if these sort of challenges are taken care of, then you also will have ample of time to give to the topics which actually matter, because you are actually finding a lot of problem in, right? So with the deep insights and deep analytics the platform gives you, you'll be able to identify exactly that. Let us say I take physics and try to understand that what is my overall performance in the physics in terms of all the chapters which are there. So I am completely able to see that dimensions and measurement, I am 100% proficient. In basics of mathematics, I am 100% proficient. In vectors, I am 100% proficient. So I do not need to go and revisit it. Motion in a straight line, I am 55%. Motion in a plane, I am 81%. So this 81% requires less of my time to make it 100%. So I'll focus first on motion of a plane. I'll go and see that if I am 81% in this motion of a plane part, what exactly is that I need to go and revisit and revise and practice to make it 100%. So I could see that projectile motion, I know it completely. I could see that circular motion, I know it completely. The only things that I need to go and revise and practice on are the relative motion and general 2D motion. So you have isolated your problem areas. Let us take another example. Let us say mechanical properties of fluids. I am 83% and I want to make it 100%. So if I break this into topics, I am seeing that all the topics which are there in mechanical properties of fluid, I already know except the one which is fluid in uniformly accelerated motion. So rather than studying the entire mechanical properties of fluids, I'll only go and study the fluid in uniformly accelerated motion, and I'll be able to make the entire chapter 100% proficient. Tell me, will it not save your time? A lot of your time is going to be saved, and now you'll have enough time to go and play as well. Right? So this is how the detailed analytics is going to help. It'll basically empower you to target on the specific areas, specific challenges that you are having in your preparation journey, and work on that on those challenges to overcome the fear that you have in the entire chapter or in the entire subject. So this is how the detailed analytics can help you. And not only the chapter and topic level analytics that we give, we also give you an analytics of your core learning skills. Now it is very important. There are two skills that are going to be very, very important for you. One is the core learning skills, and the other is the, let us say, strategic skills. Now how? Core learning skills are basically the skills which let you understand how you consume knowledge. Now imagine a scenario. I used to face a lot of this issue, and if someone could have highlighted this problem to me, believe me, I would have easily scored All India Rank 1, because I was really good at all the subjects, but the only flaw that I had was I could not remember my formulae. If someone could tell me the formula, I would really be able to solve the question. But the only challenge that I had was I tend to forget the formulae at the correct time when I was there in the examination hall. Huh? Yeah. I was more than confident in getting a very good rank, but the only challenge that I faced during the examination hall, and this was the challenge that was highlighted to me in the examination hall itself, I forgot all the formulae that was there, because I never used to do that sort of analysis. And the other challenges that the student usually face is, so what sort of learning gaps that could be there in your preparation journey? One is obviously the factual information that you absolutely need to know. You have to have it on your fingertips. But you need someone to tell you that these are some things that you have to have on your fingertips. The second is even if you remember all the formulae and you are not able to apply those in answering the questions. So there comes the application part. So all the factual information which you have, remembered, how to apply them in order to get the answers. So that is your application part. The third is comprehension. Many a times, I have seen a lot of students, good students, not able to, solve questions just because they were not able to decipher that what exactly is the question asking. Have you ever faced this? Anyone? Matlab, question was asking something else, and we thought it's asking something else, and we answered for another something else. Many a times it happens, right? So there lies your comprehension skill. You have to absolutely identify that what exactly the question is demanding, and you have to answer that, right? For example, I used to give this example when I used to teach permutation combination to the kids, that suppose if the question is asking that in how many ways can you enter this hall, right? Now, the logical answer, what the question demands is, if there are two, one door is there, and two windows are there, right? So you have to take into account all the information that is given in the question. Now, you can also say that, मैं तो दीवार तोड़ के भी आ सकता हूँ, right? So what exactly is the question demanding? What exactly is the intention behind the question is something that you have to understand. So you do not answer the question, you answer the intention of the question, right? And that is something that is very important. So there comes your comprehension skill. And evaluation is when there are multiple concepts involved, you have to isolate all the concepts, draw information from those concepts, and apply it in such a way that you are able to get to a solution. So these are the core learning skills that you need to master. And if you have mastered all these skills, then believe me, in examination, you are not going to falter because of the learning gaps. Now there comes the second skills that you require, are the strategic skills. How many of you have ever felt in an examination that you were not able to complete the entire paper because of lack of time? But still, because of lack of time, many a times we do feel that कितना जल्दी लिखने के बाद, मतलब after writing very quickly also, we still are short of time and we are not able to answer some of the questions. And believe me, when you go back home and see all the questions that you have left, because of lack of time, you will find them to be the easy ones. If you have given even a glance to those questions, you would have been able to solve those questions, right? So there comes the strategies, because giving examination is complete ball game altogether. You have to have a solid strategy to ace the examination, because these are time-bound examinations. You get a limited amount of time to solve n number of questions. In JEE, you get 3 hours to solve around 90 questions for JEE mains, out of which 75 you need to attempt. And in NEET also, you get 3 hours, 20 minutes of duration, 200 minutes, 200 questions, out of which 180 is what you have to attempt, right? So these are time-bound examinations. Every question, have a specific amount of time that you can, in order to solve those questions. You cannot, take around 15 minutes of time to solve one particular question and expect to complete the entire paper. So your time management has to be perfect. Your time spent on each question, that means your speed has to be absolute as well, because each question requires a stipulated amount of time, and you have to try to complete it within that stipulated amount of time. Let's say 90 questions, 180 minutes, each question is roughly carrying 2 minutes. So if you are going above 3.5, 4 minutes, then you have to take a call whether to actually attempt that or leave that and go forward, because it is 20% is what you are asking for, right, for getting admission into the IIT. So you do not need to solve the entire paper. So you have to have a strategy, which questions to attempt and which ones to leave. And believe me, I have seen this enough amount of time in my entire teaching career that selection is not guaranteed by obviously by attempting questions is obviously essential. But selection is also about which of the questions you leave, because that is the smart move that you need to make. If you have already seen that this is the question that is going to tie me and kill my time, so it is better to leave it than to struggle with it, right? And then you have to have your accuracy percentage as well, because each of the question is going to carry a negative marks if you answer it wrongly. And believe me, the negative marks hurts the most. Because they take away the marks which was basically allotted to them. Not only that, they take away the marks that you have actually worked hard to gain, right? So that is going to hurt you the most. So you have to have your accuracy in place as well. So this is the absolute detailed analytics that you get, not just on the proficiencies of the entire topic, also on your skills, the way you learn them, and the way you apply those skills in the examination hall, right? So the fourth thing is on the platform is, now the platform has known you. Platform has given you a personalized learning journey through adaptive practice sessions. The platform also gives you very detailed and granular analytics that where exactly you need to focus on. But how do we improve upon the weaknesses that we have, right? So platform also gives you your personal task center. Now this is completely personalized to your learning gaps, to your weaknesses. Because here the platform targets specific tasks, or platform has basically given specific tasks based on your learning gaps that you have. And there is a task for the day which has been given to you in order to, considering how you will improve in your preparation journey. So here we give you skill-based tasks, right? Because if you're learning, the way you consume knowledge, if that is something that you have rectified, then you will be rectify a lot of things in your preparation journey. And also if you have solidified a good strategy around how to give examinations, then you will never falter in the examination because of time management, because of speed and things like that, right? So we give you tasks specifically on your learning skills through assessments based on the weaknesses and the hurdles that you have in your preparation journey. So all of these are coming from the weaknesses and the problem areas that you have in your preparation, but it is given in form of an assessment in such a way that it also takes care of your core learning and strategic skills as well. And similarly, you get tasked for a week, and this is how you will keep improving day by day by attempting these tasks, right? So these are the 4 important pillars that the platform has. There are some other important aspects of the platform as well. So once you reach to a level where you have completed your preparation, or you are at the end of your preparation journey, the platform gives you mock exams. Now these mock exams are basically the replica of the examination that you are preparing for. So if you are preparing for IIT JEE, it will be the replica of IIT JEE, and if you are preparing for NEET, it will be a replica of NEET examination, following the trend that they have been following for the past 2 years or 3 years, right? So if you click on the mock exam, you'll be able to generate unlimited mock exam for you. Now, why we have given you an opportunity to generate unlimited mock exam for you? Because we actually believe that once you give enough number of mock exams, you will not fear the examination altogether, because when you get into the examination hall on the ultimate day, it will be just another mock exam for you, right? So there is no pressure, there is no stress of giving examination. And you can identify the flaws, the weaknesses, even after completing your syllabus, even after completing your entire preparation journey. You'll be able to specifically identify that which are the areas that I need to focus more on in order to have a perfect score. So you'll be able to generate as many mock tests as you want based on the examination that you are preparing, and you'll get the exact same window that is usually provided by the NTA for JEE. Since NEET is an offline examination, that is pen and paper examination, but in near future, we can definitely see NEET also going online, because it is far more effective and convenient as well. So we will have that, you already have that opportunity right in front of you to prepare in the computer-based model as well, right? So you'll get the exact buttons. We have kept the buttons this exactly same because you need to build a familiarity of how exactly these buttons work, especially in the end examination as well. So you'll be able to generate your mock exams altogether. So I'm just submitting this without even attempting any. And the best part is, once you have given enough mock exams and you feel that my preparation is completely all right, then what is the best way to test yourself with previous year examinations? Because these are the actual examinations that happen, right? So we have all the previous year examinations populated here. You can select any year that you want, and you can start attempting these papers in form of test and see yourself in the actual examination scenario, right? So this is how the assessment and learning part goes. And there are two important aspects on the platform. That is my progress, your progress journey, and your MyQ today. Now, why exactly these are important? See, while playing cricket, recently if you have monitored that the trend is usually to chase scores, isn't it? Because then you have a clear target in mind, and teams do prefer to chase scores, having exactly known that what is the run rate that they want to achieve right there from the first over. So if there could be a system which will let you know that what is the run rate you need to have in order to complete the entire syllabus well before the examination time, so that you do not stress yourself at the end of your preparation that now I have only 1 month left and 40% of the syllabus is remaining, so that I need to rush to all the topics and maybe I have to now selectively select which to study and which to leave. Last में तो ये होता है ना, मतलब at the end of your preparation journey, you try to start seeing that which one are the topics that or which one are the chapters I need to leave, right? Because of the shortage of time. But imagine if you could really, have that clarity that what is that specific rate with which you need to cover your syllabus, so that you are able to complete the entire syllabus well within 6 weeks of your ultimate examination. So that the platform is going to tell, and this is, as I said, specifically personalized for each of the students who are going to appear, who are going to prepare for their examinations. So for me, if the examination is 3 months down the line, my required run rate is based on the knowledge that the platform has identified that I have, and what is the amount of the section that I need to cover. So it will be personalized for me only, even though I have just or I have subscribed on the platform just 3 months when I have only 3 months to prepare for the examination. And even if you join the platform right there in the beginning, you will have your own personalized progress journey as well. And at the end, this MyQ today, this is the most important score that is there on the platform. Let me tell you why. With all the efforts that you have been putting on the platform tries to quantify that effort and show you in form of a score, right? So what are the benefits of the score? As I said, that students are usually not able to understand with all the efforts that they put in today, how much progress have they made in their preparation journey. This is that one score that is going to let you know. If you give 6 hours of your time today and see that I have gained 5 points on this MyQ today, that itself will let you know that you are going in the positive direction and you are progressing in the right route. And let us say, if someday the score falls 2 or 3 points below, that means you spent your day not very productively towards your goal, and you need to buckle up and then put proper efforts as well. Now, if you continuously try using, if you continuously are using on a platform, this score will even try to be predictive in nature, because it will basically let you understand 2 aspects, that what is the score I'm likely to get in the examination and what is the likely probability that I'll have to qualify this examination. So it will also start telling you that, right? So this is how we have made the platform. Now I'll open the forum for discussion. If you have any doubts, any clarity that you want on how exactly the platform works and what are the things or any confusions that you have, you can ask me and I'll try to answer each one of them. So any question? I have a question right there from the back. Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt that if we have some question, we have some question that question is not there in the platform, we can ask platform to do that question and give us answer.
So the platform, how exactly we have built the platform is for the self-learning part, right? If you have your own questions, I think we believe that the tutors and teachers that you are in contact with are the ones who are going to help you in solving those questions. I think doubt sessions is what you are asking for, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So that is something that we have not included on the platform because, as I said, that this is a platform for self-learning, self-evaluation. See, why are you not able to solve that question? If you could, target that particular problem area, because of a concept, you will not be able to solve a question. Imagine if you have the concept itself cleared, right? Then you will be more empowered to solve any question based on the concept that is there, that is a problem area for you. So imagine if you start using the platform and the platform starts highlighting all the problems or all the weaknesses or all the learning gaps that you have concept-wise, then you are able to, and if you are able to address them in a way that you are confident in each of the concepts, then problems are and questions are not going to be a problem for you. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I think sir is also going to
Can
add
I also
something.
add a couple of more things to your question, gentlemen? We do not want to discourage that you should not ask questions, a particular question that you may have. Maybe we will make arrangements to have you post it to us. We'll give you some kind of a way of letting us know what your questions are. However, imagine that this platform is likely to be used by lakhs of students, and if each one of them would have 10 questions to ask us, it'll be multiples of 10 lakhs, right? And by the time we answer it or put it together back into the platform, it might take a long time. Like Akash sir used to do his preparation. He had his questions and answers, whatever he used to send it by courier, and he used to get it back only after 3 weeks. So in today's time when things are, you need instant answers right away, now. Like I used in my childhood days, I went to a boarding school, and we were given one envelope every month to write a letter to our parents, or whoever else you wanted to write to. And we used to write it, post it next week, whenever we had time, and get the answer next month. So that was the kind of communication I grew up with, right? But you want the answers now. So if your question is, I have a question to ask, and can the platform also give the answers right away? That may not be practical because there'll be scalability problem. There'll be thousands and lakhs of users who may have questions to ask. So what we will do eventually in a few months' time from now, is also give a masterclass, an editorial platform. The beauty of it will be that the platform will already know each one of you and your specific challenges, where you need help and a solution. The platform will be intelligent enough to post you your set of challenges and also tell you on a particular day, on a particular time, or few times of the day, we will give a specialized editorial only on that topic. And this post will go only to those set of people who have problems in that particular topic, and will invite you at your convenience, come and join the specialized tutorial. And we will answer your questions, solve your questions, not just the questions, but the concept behind the questions, so that You are now empowered to answer all the questions that is covered under that particular topic. Will that make sense?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a real good thing to happen? So that's exactly what we are preparing for, which may also include your particular question where you are struggling, because the platform knows that. The platform more or less knows very accurately that these are the places where you're struggling. It also goes a few steps ahead of that, which means sometimes you may think you are struggling with something, which may actually be something very different. And Akasha did take you through some of those examples that he gave, that he thought he's not good in something, but actually he was not good in something absolutely different. So that also will be kind of sorted and solved by the platform. Did I answer your question there? Yes, sir. Thank you. Good, very good. Please go ahead. Ask more questions.
Just wait for the mic.
Sir, my question is not about the platform, sir, but general question.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, like, I had this doubt since many months. Should we strengthen our strengths or strengthen our weaknesses, sir?
Okay. So that is a very intelligent question. Now, as I said, in examination, especially in JEE, you only need 18-20% of marks, right? Now imagine if you have enough strengths and you keep polishing your strengths in such a way that you are comfortably getting around 30, 35, 40% of marks, and you are okay with the rank that you are getting, right? So obviously you should focus only on the strengths and keep polishing them in such a way that they remain your strength. The reason I am telling you this particular concept is, I always used to tell my students that if you have covered 100% of the syllabus, but with only 80% of confidence, right, then it is highly likely that you might not be able to make it to the examination. But if you have covered only 70% of your syllabus, but with 100% of the confidence, your chances of getting into the examination is more as compared to the previous one. So if you have enough strengths already in your kitty, which will comfortably let you qualify or sail through the examination, just keep polishing the strengths. But if you have only few of your topics in your strength and a lot of them are in your weaknesses, then you need to work on the weaknesses in such a way to make it your strengths. And here on the platform, what we have provided beautifully is, we have not just had these only two categories of strength and weaknesses only. We have two more categories associated with that. We have strength, we have opportunities. Now opportunities are the low-hanging fruits, right? These are not entirely your strengths, but you give a little more of your time there, then it could be converted into strengths far quickly than you keep focusing on the weaknesses, right? So that is where the platform's intelligence is going to help you a lot in identifying that which are the topics I am going to focus first, and then which are the topics I am going to focus later on. Now it also depends on where exactly are you in your preparation journey. Like, for example, if I am at the end of my preparation journey, and I can see that out of 400 topics, I have only 150 topics in my strength, 50 topics in my opportunities, and rest all the topics are in my weaknesses. And my examination is just round the corner, like 30-40 days from here. So I'd focus on the strengths and opportunities only. I will leave all the weaknesses that I have. But imagine when you have 8 months of preparation time left, then you would also want to have some of the weaknesses covered. And here, if you see on the platform, it is not just the weaknesses we tell you. We tell you exact proficiencies of the topics as well. So even 50% you are there, or it is because you are proficient only 50% in a particular chapter that it has identified as a weaknesses, as your weakness, or you are down to 0%. So there also you can prioritize that which are the topics I am going to target first based on the proficiencies that I have in that particular topic. So depends on where exactly. If you have less time, focus only on the strengths that you have and opportunities. Try to make them into strengths and leave rest out of it. But you have enough time in your preparation journey, then you should also try to gradually. So quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. So it is a gradual process. Quadrant 1, so try to bring topics from quadrant 2, that is opportunities, into strength. Then hurdles को opportunities में बनाते हैं, then opportunities को strength में बनाते हैं. Then we will come back to the weaknesses. Have I answered you? Great. Any more questions? Yes, please.
What is the exact strategy that is required to manage time, sir?
See, there are, as I said, that when you are talking about time management, you can sit down. There are few aspects that you need to understand. First is, if you are able to identify that how much time are you spending in answering the questions correctly and how much time are you spending in answering the questions wrongly, right? If you could have that clarity or the different demarcation, right? Let us say if you are spending 30% of your time in 30% only of your time in answering the questions correctly and 70% of your time in answering the questions wrongly, right? Then you need to have a strategy around that. I need to focus more on answering the questions correctly or focus or spend more time on answering the questions correctly. Now this will give you an insight that the questions that you are getting stuck are taking a lot of time and ultimately are getting long also, taking a lot of time as well. So you need to have a decision or you need to form a strategy the platform will also give you insights that you need to form a strategy that, okay, I'm spending too much of time in this question, I should leave it rather, right? So that is one decision making the platform enables you to. The second part is, even if you are spending too much of time in answering the questions correct, or let us say 30% of your time in answering the questions correctly, but you are answering, let us say, more than 50% of the questions. So the number of questions is also going to matter, right? ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब if you are spending all the time in answering the questions correctly, but you are only able to answer 2 questions out of the entire. So that is also not going to work, right? So you have to have a balance between the number of questions you are attempting, the time you are taking in answering the questions correctly, and the accuracy. So all 3 of these combined together will give you enough insights. Now, the other aspect of time management is also, once you have identified that which are the strengths that you have, so especially on a chapter or subject level, so it is always preferable to start the examination with the chapters that you are most confident in, because of 2 reasons. One, you'll be able to solve a lot of questions from them, and you'll be able to save time, and you'll be able to gain a lot of confidence. Because imagine a scenario in an examination, when you start an examination and you answered 4 or 5 of the questions in a stretch with very little time taken, and more confidently you are able to mark the answers, that itself will give you a lot of confidence to finish the entire paper a lot more confidently, compared to a scenario when the first 3 questions you are not able to solve. In an examination, when the first 3-4 questions you are stuck and you are not able to find an answer, then that examination is likely not to go very well, because it basically affects your confidence. So the time management is also very important, because the way it boosts your confidence for the examination or the entire examination. So is there anything you want to counter on that?
One more little thing. Does it work? Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. While Aga sir has actually explained very beautifully how you should focus on your time management aspect, there's one thing you should also be sensitive to, and that is confidence is very important.
Very important.
But overconfidence may
Yeah.
not be very effective,
Yes.
right? I, as an individual, understand very little cricket because I grew up in a place where almost no cricket is, even today, no cricket is played. Football, that's our game. That's our game. So what happens is, when you are a little bit overconfident, what I just said cricket is because if you all, I'm sure you all watch cricket and you love it, so do I. This time, we did not really make it to the finals, and we didn't really qualify to be the world champion. Perhaps it was a little bit of overconfidence,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
the team was, and I'm not an expert, and forgive me for that, and I already beg forgiveness from the team because they are experts and I'm not supposed to actually tell them what to do, what not to do. But nevertheless, we all felt that it was because of the overconfidence that team had. They are already preparing for the finals and they didn't really care about the semi-final. And that's exactly what they lost.
Yeah.
Isn't that true? Almost all of us agree to that. So when you are, the speed thing, when you look at, I'm trying to get you to the beauty of the platform. When you're managing your time, the platform is recording how long have you taken to answer each of your questions.
Correct.
All right? When you have actually answered a question wrongly, and when you go back and review as to why have you answered this question wrongly, and you suddenly get to understand, this is not because I did not know this question, but perhaps I was overconfident and I didn't even read it properly, didn't even understand it properly. I assumed that this is what is the question and I answered it in half the time that the question supposedly was demanding, thereby making a mistake. But you can go back and look at all your wrong questions and analyze it. This is not because I didn't know this. This is because I didn't read it enough. And I answered, therefore, wrongly. So the platform will let you also make your own personal strategy. I mean, there's no strategy which can be dictated that this is the way you must do it. How does it work? Because you are an individual which is different from every other individual in the world. So you will get to a situation where you'll be able to make sense of what the platform is telling to you, each one of you. And you can form your own strategy. आपको पता होगा किस क्वेश्चन को कितने देर पढ़ना है. Maths, physics, chemistry, biology, botany, zoology, whatever. You know that. Some questions are lengthier to read out, right? So you should know how much time you should spend in each of the questions to get it right, answer it right. You know it, but you end up answering it wrongly because you assumed it to be something else, which is very, very risky, very counterproductive. Correct? 1. 2. Although I already said I don't know much of a cricket, but I still will give an example in cricket. Right? The strategy is an individual thing also. All of us know our good old friend Dhoni, don't we? He has something which he mastered called a helicopter shot. Did anybody actually teach him helicopter shot? Perhaps not. He developed out of his own skill, mastered it to the extent that that becomes his signature play. You could have your own. And that will be your tool to win the battle. Your personal secret weapon. Right? And that's exactly what the platform is capable of. Did I make sense? Sure, all of you?
Yes.
Or you're just being kind to me? Thank you.
Sir.
Please.
Like similar, there are a lot of platforms and a lot of tutoring classes are there which do the same kind of training courses. And as a college, why we should opt Q&I to our students?
Yeah. So as I said that there are 4 important things that we, yes.
The details or technology details about this platform? 1 second. Sound. Is it working? Yeah, okay. This is a great question and not that we hear it for the first time. Every place we have been to, everywhere people, even if they don't ask it, trust me, I would have actually answered it myself. If you wouldn't have asked, I would have come here and told you, why should you buy this platform, by the way? Yeah? It may sound similar. A lot of people will also use the same words. Like, we haven't invented AIML as an organization, as individuals. Everybody knows what is AIML. It's about the application of it. How much of it is applied in which of the platforms, to what extent will actually make the difference. Right? You have the liberty as a buyer to choose what suits you best and not what people claim about it. Correct? Well, let me give you a very silly example. You youngsters, I'm sure you drink a lot of these soft drinks. You know those, I don't want to name them, but you know what I mean. I'm not promoting them, so why should I name them? They don't pay me. We all know that you have your personal preferences. You like one better than the other. Correct? And you have that preference convert into a habit. Always you go and ask for that particular soft drink that you like and not essentially the one that somebody is selling. Why? Because you know that is what suits you, your taste. Now here is a question of taste. Now this is a much deeper question of your success. Would you like to risk your success on something which claims to be what it is and not normally whatever it is? Now here is a platform in front of you. If you think any other platform also gives you as much of insight and deep analytics and a personalized journey that we claim to give you, you're free to also try that. Why not? But how many of them actually give you what you need or claim to give you what you need? That's an intelligent decision to be made by yourselves. And each one of you are enlightened individuals. You can always analyze things as deeply as you should, because this is not something that you should go by what the masses believe in, but what should you believe in, because that's what suits you. Did I try to answer this to some extent, sir?
And
Correct. Now, every old thing is not essentially the best. Old wine, old books, old friends. Should I go more? Because there are some old things that are not necessarily very good. The old man, like who likes him? Right. But not every old thing is good. And not every new thing is not good. Correct? You have to again analyze, utilize, and use your intelligence, your personal common sense. The platform is not something intangible. Now it is tangible. By the way, I don't want to jump the gun and already tell you, but we will. Some of my friends will come and tell you that we are offering this free for the next 14 days. It's here for you to explore. You work for 14 days as students. You're also welcome to also use the platform as educators. Please see where you stand. Don't have to tell anybody else about it. But kindly use the platform and see where are your difficulty levels. It will be amazing to actually secretly find out where all I have to focus as an educator. Why not? I mean, each one of us learn every day, don't we? There's no end to learning. So you will get to understand also as educator as to how beautifully it has been handcrafted for a personalized learning journey. It's not about a run-of-the-mill thing that we have produced. We have handcrafted it. And who has done it? People who have already gone through the drill. It's not a sheer imagination, or we have looked at some platforms and we want to become a copycat and also make one for ourselves and make money out of it. Not really. We want to solve a problem, which a lot of our friends in the marketplace, and we don't want to say that they have not done a good job. And God bless them, they have also done a fantastic job. But does that suit you? That's your choice. All right? Now, if we do not believe in something which is new, will anybody ever make any new thing?
No.
We all thought our good old friend, what's his name?
Tata.
I don't want to say it on the mic, he will hate me. Should somebody quote him? The little master, cricket.
Mm-hmm.
No, little master. Sachin should be the only one who should play cricket forever for India, because he's the best. And we should never give an opportunity to somebody. One little kid has come on the block now, some Yadav. Surya Kumar Yadav. Surya Kumar Yadavs of the world will never get an opportunity because he's a new guy, right? We don't want to believe him. How will that work? And suddenly you realize that, oh, this little Surya Kumar Yadav is probably another Sachin in the making. With due respect to Sachin, maybe better. So, not every old thing is the only thing that deserves place in your life, and not every new thing is going to be a useless one. Kindly use it. Utilize your judgment, your liberties to judge it, and see whether it actually solves your problem. We haven't come here to just sell a platform or to make yet another effort in giving you in a rather crowded place. Who doesn't know that when you look at the edtech industry, you don't have hundreds, but you have thousands of people who claim that I have a product. Which one of them fits you is what you need to invest on. Because it is not just about buying a product, it is about your career. It is about your future. It's the risk that you need to calculate and take. It's a solution which we claim nobody has ever brought to the forefront. Right? We say that we do it differently. पहले पढ़ो फिर एग्जाम दो, फिर पढ़ो फिर एग्जाम दो, पहले फिर एग्जाम दो. नहीं, पहले एग्जाम दो, फिर पढ़ो, क्योंकि तब पता है क्या पढ़ना है. Right? If other people also do it as good as we do it, definitely try that too. But then again, there will be something that you may have to differentiate between. It is a problem of abundance, plenty. बहुत है, कौन सा अच्छा है? Right? And there comes our personal intelligence and our decision making. So I leave it to your best decision making abilities to choose what suits you best.
And there was one part of
Over to your
yes,
technology.
yes. There was one part of question that you asked, that why should colleges and schools and prefer this platform over others? See, over the last 10 years of my teaching career, in a classroom, there were a lot of students who were very good, answering all the questions correctly, doing all the homework as given, scoring good marks in the examination or the internal test that used to happen. So we had this belief that these are the students who are definitely going to make it in the examination. But ultimately, when the examination happened and the final result was declared, we always used to get this huge shock of some of those students not able to qualify the examinations. Now, as a tutor, my greatest achievement is not that how much I have learned and how much I have spent, how many years I have spent teaching the kids. My only achievement is how many of the kids that I have really interacted with and really taught them have ultimately got an admission into the dream colleges that they were asking. That is the best day of a teacher's life, when the students actually come and tell them, sir, I have been selected to the institution that I was preparing for. Now, when I say that we used to get a shock after the result were announced, that the students who we were thinking that would be able to make it to the examination were ultimately not able to make it, because of few of the issues that they actually had, which was not, even known to them and known to us. Imagine if we could have that understanding. For example, there was one of my, students who I thought was excellent in mathematics, because he used to answer all the questions right there in the classroom. He was very confident. Whenever there was a homework that I used to give, he used to complete all the homework. But at the end of his preparation journey, after the examination, he scored the least in mathematics, and because of which he was not able to qualify the examination. And when I came to, I started understanding that what exactly could be the problem. It was neither the problem of the understanding he had of mathematics. It was neither the problem of the amount of effort that he had put in his studies. It was just about that he had a poor strategy in the examination. Poor strategy in the examination because he started the paper with the subject which he was least confident in. And by the time he came to mathematics, which he was most confident in, his confidence level was gone altogether. And the last subject, because he chose to attempt mathematics in the last because he thought that I'm the most confident in, and even if I have a little time, a lesser time, to give to the mathematics, I'll be able to solve most of the questions. But that was the poor strategy he chose, and he left almost half the paper of mathematics unattempted. Now, imagine if we could, strengthen these strategies, one child at a time. Not these strategies even the learning gaps that he had, or any child had. If you could, focus that 1 hour extra with the child, with the problems that he is facing, and if we could take him out of that problem area, and the entire chapter and the entire subject becomes, very strong for the child, then giving that 1 hour extra is a pleasure that I would have with any kid, just because he could make it to the examination. And that is why this platform is going to be very helpful for the educators, for the institutions as well. So I think have that covered that part of the answer as. Thank you.
Check, is this working? Check, yeah, it's working. Thank you so much, Mr. Akash and Mr. Vinay. First of all, a big thank you to you from the education community and the student community, because you thought about how to eliminate that fear of competitive examinations and focus on actual learning. So kudos to you for that. My question is divided into 3 sections. I'm very interested in the time, the metrics, and the analytics.
Yeah.
So if we get back to your platform, I think your star metrics is my Q today.
Yeah.
Am I right? So, and in the example, we saw 70 out of 100. Let us say if I have a student or I am a student, what should be, as the creator of the platform, I think you'll be able to answer this. What should be my metric? Let's say I'm 30 out of 100. What are my chances of clearing the examination? That's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 is, ideally on a daily basis, how much time do you think a student should spend on this platform apart from the regular routine activities that they spend? Because this is a self-learning platform. As much as I would love to understand it, also I'm interested about how did you arrive at these particular metrics? I'm very sure you are having the expertise, but if you can just brief me about that, that'll be amazing.
Okay, so let's answer one by one, right? About the MyQ metrics, as I said,
The last one
MyQ
is very
today.
tricky,
Yeah.
because that also spells out our trade secret.
So that is also something that I'll, answer very discreetly, though.
We will, however, answer it. Go ahead.
So for the MyQ Today score, as I said, that it is something that the student, if gradually works on the platform, then only it will start, reflecting in that way. Ideally, if a student is above 65 in the MyQ Today score, he will definitely make it to the examination. That analysis that we have made, the 65 score, is that we have made with the analysis that we have done for all the previous year examinations that have been happening for the past 10 years. But given this year, this again analytics will change. Every year, this cutoff will change for the students, because it is a relative competition. It is not an absolute competition that you score 70% and you will be selected. It's a relative thing. It is not that how good I am. It is also that are others better than me? If others are better than me, then probably even my scoring 90% is not going to be enough if everyone else is scoring 91%. So that is a completely relative thing. So every year this strategy changes. This year we have come up to the score of 65. Above 65, student will be able to qualify the examination for sure. For the second part that you said, the analytics part.
How much time should a student
Should a student. So ideally, see, very meticulously, when we started, making this platform, the adaptive practice sessions, because we believe that there the most of the learning of the student is going to happen, the adaptive practice sessions. So we started brainstorming on how much duration that the adaptive practice session should be, right? Because obviously the student is going to revise the chapters and then come to the practice sessions, right? So what we decided is half an hour interval of adaptive practice sessions. So ideally, if the student is on the platform, since 4 subjects for NEET is there and 3 subjects for JEE is there, ideally 1 to 2 practice sessions of each of the subjects is what the student should be giving to the platform, if they are. And that is again, it is not an absolute thing, that is subjective to how the studies and the syllabus is progressing, right? So, but this is what we have come up with, and that is why we have timed our practice sessions just to half an hour. In that practice session, the number of questions is not something that is limited, because it totally depends on the student's capability of answering the questions. If I am proficient in a particular section, I might be able to answer 20 questions in that 30 minutes. But if I am less proficient, I might be able to solve only 5 to 10 questions or 5 to 7 questions in those 30 minutes. But that also will give me enough insights that what are the concepts or what are the concepts I'm actually faltering in, and I need to go back so that I'll be able to maximize the output of that 30 minutes. So that is what we as a platform believe the student should spend. The third part, as sir said, is very tricky. There is a lot of secret sauce which is going inside for the questions. See, we actually have discussed this with some of the students. See, the content is something that we cannot create. We cannot create a new Newton's law of motion. We cannot create a new Coulomb's law of motion. But the treatment through questions we can give to those concepts is something that we have done very meticulously. Because, see, it is through questions and through assessments. See, as we said that we are an assessment-led learning. We are providing the learning, but the mode that we have chosen is assessments, because ultimately it is the assessment that you have to ultimately give to qualify the examination. So mode is assessment, but it is an entire package in itself. Because if you are confident in a particular concept, questions are just, you will be able to solve questions very easily based on the concept. So the treatment of content that we have given, is completely different. We have had, I won't be giving you the exact figure, but we have more than 50 tagging parameters for one particular question that we have used, because it is going to give us the actual insight that what exactly went wrong when the student answered it incorrectly. Very nice. So there are a lot of other brilliant things also happening, which obviously I won't be discussing in a lot of detail.
There's a drink, which is a soft drink. I come back to the soft drink again.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, I never drink it, but I still would like to quote that. Okay. And in a place in the United States, there's a place called Atlanta in Georgia.
Yeah, Atlanta.
And there they have one of the most secretly guarded formula for making that drink, which nobody ever has been able to copy. I don't have to tell what the drink is.
I know.
You know the drink, and
It's been there for 200
8
years.
out of 10 people actually prefer that. So there's something that is inside it which makes it different from whatever else.
Correct.
May I also add a few more things to
Yes,
your
please.
time thing question? You see, you wanted to know how long should a student normally spend in using the platform so as to get what he wants to get?
Yes.
There cannot be one answer for it, because it also depends on where is his journey starting. He could start in class 11, middle of class 11, class 12, middle of class 12, end of class 12, or maybe he is class 13, which is a repeater. So depending on how has he been preparing and how long has he been preparing, his journey will begin from there. And that begins right in the beginning, where he gives the first test. And the platform understands him as an individual, and it will craft a journey for him. It will more or less tell him that, listen, this is where you are, and this is where you need to get. And this is the time you have in hand today. Right. The beauty of the platform is, it is good for somebody who is in class 11, just starting. By the way, we are also making sure that we'll add this to class 9 and 10 as well, so that they can start early in their own journey.
Right.
And it is also equally good for somebody who's already appeared for the exam last year and wants to do it one more time. So he also exactly knows where is he, right. What are the topics that he did not master, that he did not make it in the last exam, and how much time does he have to spend to actually get all of those concepts cleared and attempt one more time, and this time with a lot of confidence that he will actually indeed make it. Now, if you do not give this kind of an insight, perhaps he's more likely to get into the same drill of preparing for this exam one more time like everybody else does. It can be a situation where he may end up with the same unfortunate result.
Yeah.
Because if you have done something and that has not really gotten you the success, if you repeat it 1,000,000 times, it is unlikely to get you any other success.
Correct.
Right? I mean, it's unlikely to give you any other result. So you have to change the way you are preparing for the exam or preparing for your doing the preparation.
And we have a metric on the platform itself, the progress journey, as I said.
Correct.
It basically gives you an idea that how many more practice sessions that you need to take in order to achieve that run rate. If you are falling behind it, the platform is giving enough hints for you that the progress with which you are going ahead is slightly you need to look upon on. And
Mr. Akash, can you
correctify
also throw
it.
a little light on the live examination part that
Yeah.
I saw on one of your
Yes,
brochures?
yes. So live examination, see, we understand that the excitement of examination is also something that basically binds a student towards confidence and ultimately liking to give the examinations on. So the live examinations that we have on the platform are little gamified elements that we have. How exactly we gamify it is we basically pre-announce that on Sunday there will be a live exam on permutation combination because the platform has already identified this number of students are doing permutation and combination. So for those students, the platform will announce a live exam that you come and take a live exam of permutation and combination, which is to be held on Sunday 4 to 6. That is the time slot you have to come and you give the examination. And ultimately, at the end of the examination, there will be a list of winners, and we will be providing some gift items to those winners. So basically, we are trying to build the excitement around examination through those live exam sessions. And obviously, the results of those live exams are also going to let the students understand that out of all the students who are preparing for that particular chapter with me, where exactly I am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, first of all, I want to say very thankful to come here to get an opportunity to speak with you, sir. A student should do hard work and sacrifice should be necessary, sir, 100%. Yes. But if we are not getting exactly what to do, what type of guidance from the teacher, if we are not getting out of 4 subjects, if 3 are okay, one is a physics not okay. Yeah. What alternative should be taken and what type of guidance from the faculty should be given to the students, sir. That
so
only I want solutions.
That is what the platform is exactly telling you. If you are good in all the 3 subjects, but you are actually facing a difficulty in the 4th one, it could be anyone. It could be botany, it could be geology, it could be physics, it could be chemistry. But why exactly are you facing that problem and your challenge in? So in the analytics section, if you'll remember, there were tabs of each of the subjects. So you had physics, chemistry, botany, and geology. You can specifically go in the chapter that you are facing a difficulty, in the subject that you are facing a difficulty, and if you go in that particular subject and you expand the entire section, you will see chapter-wise that if you are having a difficulty in physics, what are the chapters which are actual contributors towards it. And for that particular chapter also, if you click, you will get to know that what exactly are the topics that I want to start working on in order to make the chapter first, my chapter strong first, and then ultimately my subject. So that deep analytics and deep insights that the platform is going to give you, is going to empower you to work hard on the shortcomings that you have. And that is how you come out of the weakness that you have in that particular chapter. See, what we have tried to bring you here is the ability to understand yourself and work on your own. Because no matter where you go and study, whether you study in Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, whether you go and study in Bangalore, Mumbai, Kota, anywhere, if you yourself are not giving your efforts, the place is not going to let you qualify the examination, right? I have been a tutor for around more than 10 years of my life. And I have been very fortunate that some of my students have also qualified the examination with top 10 ranks. But if you see what was my contribution in them achieving their ranks, I would clearly say that it was not more than 20%. Right? The 80% effort that was the students that they had put in themselves. With the platform, what we are providing you is a tool to monitor that 80%. Are you putting your 80% in the correct manner, in the right sequence, is what the platform is going to let you understand, right? The 20% part is important, but the 80% part that you have to put in yourself through your hard work and all, you have to have a clear monitoring of whether I am doing it to the point or to the extent that I am getting close to the competition or not. So that is what we have provided you with. Correct? Okay, thank you. Any other doubts? Yes.
Sir, as you said, you are only focusing on JEE NEET. But what about the regional exam? Like in Karnataka, there is COMET K,
Yeah.
KSET. How will you overcome that?
So-
And then another question.
Oh, yes, please.
Then you said the interface is only in English or Hindi. What about the regional languages like Kannada, Tulu, and in my household neighbor, Tamil, Telugu, they all speak that. And other thing is, in common Indian households, parents limit their children on using smart devices. Especially in my home, if I use more than 2 hours, my mom will be like, hey, what are you doing? So how will you, these are the problems. So how can you face that?
Okay.
Can I answer the last
Yes, sir.
question?
Yes, sir.
So when
Please.
somebody tells you, hey, what are you doing? So you have to say in the same tone, hey, I'm studying.
Sir, mother.
And the moment you do that and prove it for the next couple of days or a week or so, and show him the result to your parents and whoever else is your, kind of person who guides you do it, you'll all get convinced. These are all behavioral changes, and you have to solve that question at home because each one of us have different sets of parents and they feel differently about what they do with us. So this is a smaller question to answer. Can I also take your next question, Akash?
Yes, yes,
That was
please,
about
sir.
the languages. This is a very valid question, and also the other state examinations. See, this is the first baby step we have taken to bring out something which we feel will change the way students learn and they need to learn. The next steps will go towards it. We also soon will be, as I said earlier, we'll be making it available for students from class 9 as well as class 10. State examination will also be added in the next academic session, which is not too far away from now.
Yeah.
And we have not made this product, I was just mentioning it to some of your fellow students here. This product is not just for India. We are very sensitive. We have also made it for Bharat. So we will address all the language problems. Just to tell you a couple of more things, we also are very sensitive. I don't want to jump the gun already and tell you that. But we also made sure that it is going to be easy on the pockets of people. So when we made the product for Bharat, we also want to make sure that everybody is able to afford it. Yeah? Because we understand in today's scenario, you all go to school, you spend so much of your time in the school, in the classroom. Then you also have enrolled yourself in some of the other places which, as per the time, it is essential, as much essential as anything else. Yeah. Correct. So this is accessible because in today's time, you have the technology at your fingertips, and I would imagine most of the people do have access to smartphones or devices. At least you have your family computers at home. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your mobile phone all the time where your father might come and ask you as to what are you doing. You have a computer at home, and this is computer friendly, and you can always sit down and do your practice there. But I must tell you, if you have a smartphone, nobody's breathing down your neck all the time to tell you how are you using it, and whether or not they tell you, you still use it.
So parents also get a view of what they are doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the platform has the facility to periodically mail your progress journey You can make a PDF out of it and you can share it with your parents, also your teachers, to let them know this is where I started and this is where I am today. So this will build up two-way confidence between the user and the people who are sponsoring you, people who are working hard to pay for it.
And of all the activities that you are doing on the platform, there is a repository like this. At how many custom practice sessions have you taken? So there is a repository, so you can always show your parents that, see, I had done on this particular day this many practice sessions, and these are the analytics of the practice sessions that I have got. So as I said, that sir was saying that there is an option of you opting to get your activities and analytics mailed to your parents as well, right? Or otherwise there is a repository on the platform also where you can always show it to your parents that I was done, right? So that is something that is not going to be a point of bother for either you or your parents.
I have another recommendation. I see only 7 people are watching this live streaming of the platform for now. I request you all to share this link, which is going to stay live on YouTube for a long time.
Yeah.
Please share it with your parents as well.
Correct.
They will get to know what are we trying to bring to the table here and how is it expected to help your learning journey. Also share it with your fellow students, because more the merrier. Unless you have all your classmates also on the platform, how will you get to know where do you stand against them? And the same figure will be extrapolated to actually tell you where do you stand as against all the 12 lakhs or 18 lakhs of students who are going to write this exam. So please share this. This is for now, this is all free. So if you can do that, it will be very helpful. Yeah?
So I think I'll invite Mr. Hardil.
Before you invite Hardil, may I tell you one thing?
Yes, sir.
Hardil, can you share that little drive with you? Please give it to Akash. Let him put it in his computer and run it for 60 seconds to show how it works.
So this is a pen drive, as Mrs. Polite has already shown it to you, that this basically has some walkthrough videos.
Can you just put it inside your laptop?
Yes, I'm just putting it.
Yeah. Give it to somebody in the panel so that he has a device to.
Is this required, this one? What if I remove this one? No. Oh, that's it. See, this is. There are too many wires attached to it. Could you just.
It might disturb your settings, so you might give it to somebody over there. He can run it.
Yeah. I'll go and get it attached to there.
Getting started on Q&I. Preparing for competitive exams can be challenging, but we're here to change that forever. Introducing Q&I, the assessment-led learning platform that brings the fun back into learning and gives you the tools to perform at your level best in JEE and NEET. But what exactly does assessment-led learning mean, and how can you use it to your advantage? To find out, let's dive into our platform. To begin with, visit www.qanditoday.com and click on Login. If you haven't already registered on our website, you can do so by filling this form. Now enter your registered mobile number and click on Get OTP. And well, you know this part already, don't you? So let's skip ahead. Once you've fully logged in, you'll see this page. Simply select your level of subject-wise proficiency before clicking on Continue. That will bring you to a personalized assessment, a diagnostic test that shows you your current level of readiness for the final exam. It also helps our unique assessment-led learning platform craft a personalized learning journey for you. To proceed, simply click on Attempt Now. Now read the instructions carefully and click on Take Test to start. On Q&I, testing is easy and seamless. To see how, let's take a closer look at the test panel. On the top, you'll see the section-wise number of questions.
This was just to let you know how it works. Each one of you will get a pen drive for free today, and you can take it home, use it effectively, right? And if you have questions, you also will be guided to numbers where you can dial up and ask your questions and doubts.
So in the pen drive, there is a PDF brochure also. It has the link. You can directly click on the link and it will redirect. Yeah. So yeah, so there is a QR code on the pen drive as well. So when you scan it, it will directly take you to the Q&I Today platform.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad to be here standing to offer the vote of thanks. Before I do that, so I have some announcements and one question as well. So the first announcement that Sir has already shared is the 14 days free trial, which has been given to all individuals, those who join the portal. Second announcement is that all the institutes, those who are present, represented by their institutional educators, will be offering 2 scholarships each school, and there is no limitation from our side. It is all up to you. You have to nominate. And these scholarships basically are 1 year full subscription from the Q&I family. It's been offered to the schools, and of course, free trial everybody else can do. The question which I wanted to ask was that how many of us are been having a laptop or a desktop or a tab at our home on which we can use? Just raise your hands. Okay. So fairly 90% of us are been having that, and rest all, I believe, be having smartphones as well available. Wonderful. So I would like to thank everybody, all our esteemed educators, our students, and the team, Q&I team. And special thanks to the promoters of India Today, those who have given us an opportunity to build this platform and bring it to the masses, to the students, to educate them to make their successful career in NEET and JEE to start with. And of course, we look forward for you to be offering us the continued support, and in the future also we'll be coming up with the new things like, as one of you've been asking about the state board, state-led engineering examination and the other examination, and the languages too. So if that all would be coming in near future. So before I close my thanks, one more thing is that all these pen drives which we have been sharing with all of you, the students specifically. So what we'll do is our team would help you in login to the portal, and once you log in and you can collect your pen drive from the team. We have Mr. Sharath, we have Mr. Mazhar, all are there to help you, support you, and rest all the teachers will of course be getting this as it is. And thank you so much once again, and we are hosting the lunch outside the room. So please join us for the lunch. Thank you so much.
To register, you can go back to the registration desk.
Yes, yeah.